Hi everyone, I'm David, a beauty director here at Sephora, and I am joined by my lovely model today, Mila. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining me today. As you can see, we are already glammed up here, and that's because this video is all about Indian wedding guest makeup. So some of you may have seen my coworker and friend Maisha's Indian bridal makeup video recently that went out. And we had a couple of comments, one in particular, where you asked, what would someone do as a guest for wedding makeup? So you asked, we are answering. And we're gonna walk you through exactly how to create a modern, chic, fun makeup look just like this that's easy to achieve and is also really fun to wear and definitely a statement piece at any wedding you attend. Let's jump right in. Okay, so I have taken Mila down. I've got her eyes brought down to a just prepped stage, so we're ready to get to work. Now, before we start the makeup look, let's have a little chat, Mila, shall we?
Yes.
You have been to many weddings and many Indian weddings.
I have several.
So what is something you think about when you're considering your beauty looks for a wedding like that?
Well, something that's long lasting, because obviously Indian weddings go for a long time.
True.
Like we have, it's 3 days. So something that's long lasting, modern but traditional as well at the same time.
Little bit of both.
Transitioning, yeah.
A little bit of both,
Yes.
right? Gotta always have some black eyeliner.
Definitely.
Gotta have some black eyeliner. All right, so I think I know where we're gonna go here with this makeup look. I think we're gonna take it a little bit more modern, and we're gonna have that element of like the black kohl-lined eyes that I think is a really traditional, beautiful aspect that I love. No matter what occasion it is, you can wear that to the grocery store. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in and start this look. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is dip right into our black eyeliner. The Makeup by Mario. It's the Master Pigment Pro Pencil. I know that a lot of times people would often go for like, let's say, an eyeshadow first, but this is a little tip for event makeup. When you are doing an eyeliner, especially if you're working with eyeshadows, I like to sandwich it, so I do a layer first, then I go to the eyeshadows, and then I'll add a little bit more on top. It gives a little bit more impact to the liner, and it actually allows it to last longer. I'm taking this really close to the lash line, and I am gonna smoke it out a little bit. And what's really great about this, the other side is actually a brush, just so that you can do this.
Cool.
Yeah, makes it really easy.
Beats using your fingers.
Yes, much easier, much more control. So I really love this pencil because of the smooth glide application. As you can see, it didn't grab onto her skin at all. Just implemented the deepest, darkest black right away, and it blends really beautifully out. So now I'm gonna do the same thing underneath because again, I wanna have this as a base, and I'm keeping it really close to the lash line. I will take this into the waterline as well for that really dark, dramatic effect. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is more about a smoky effect. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the fun part, the eyeshadow. This is the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz eyeshadow palette. This thing is absolutely stunning. Take a look at that.
Wow, it's gorgeous.
So this is a fun palette. It's got some really nice neutrals as well as some really beautiful pops. And it's a little bit more plum toned, a little bit more pinks and plums, which I think is really trending and it's gonna be really big for next year. So keep your eye out for that. When it comes to event makeup, one of the things that's so important is photographs, right? I mean, we all want to have our photographs look the best. That's why we're wearing makeup, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
So a key element is if you are using dark eyeshadows, a lot of times people tend to use them last. What happens is the powders layer upon themselves. By the time you start putting that dark shadow on multiple layers of light shadow, it can never be pigmented enough in a flash setting to really give you that depth. So my advice is always, if you know you want some darkness on the outer corner, lay it down first so it's right adhering to the skin and the primer and you get that most intensity. So I'm gonna start off in this deeper shade and I'm gonna pat this in right to the outer corner. Taking a fluffy brush. So now I'm gonna tap into this mid-tone, somewhat deep, but not extremely deep brown. I'm using this shade to enhance the crease of her eye. And it's also gonna create a little lift, a soft lift on the outside here. And I'm also using the same brush that I applied that deeper tone with so that those two shades start to melt together. Go back to my fluffy brush and close to me. And we'll allow this to blend out. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start adding some shimmer in here because as you can see, there's some really gorgeous shimmer tones. So I'm gonna start with this deeper one, and this is gonna help us transition into those lighter shades. So I'm gonna start by applying this on the outside. I'm only using a little bit. We don't want this eye look to look too heavy and dark. So now we're gonna go into some of these fun, sparkly, glittery shades. I'm gonna tap into this one right here. It's a bit of a blue-pink duochrome. And this we're just gonna start by tapping right onto the lid. So pretty. If you really wanna build intensity with a glitter or a sparkle or a shimmer, is use your finger. Pick up some of the product with your finger, and then you can tap it right onto the lid, and it will really melt that product down. Don't worry about any fallout down here. We're gonna clean that at the end. Doing the same thing on the other side. Again, a little bit with the finger to really enhance it. I think I'm actually gonna go into this one because it's got a little bit more gold, so it'll be a nice balance with this sort of blue pink here. And we're gonna bring this right into the inner corner. Using a smaller brush this time because I want this really focused on the inner corner and coming up just a little bit onto the lid. This is gonna be a nice way to open that eye up. Makes the eye look a little bit bigger, which is really nice, especially in photos. So now that we've got the upper portion to a point where I feel it's really cool and really good, I wanna start balancing the under eye now. And we're basically gonna do the same thing. We're gonna start off with the deeper matte tone on that outer corner to set that liner and give that depth. And as before, I'm gonna tap into that brown tone as well. Go back to your fluffy brush. That's pretty much got no product, and just blend right through. I'm still gonna add some shimmer here, but before I do that, I do wanna get some of the fallout. Use a makeup wipe and you can just tap it away. I'll do that really quickly. Okay, so the final thing I wanna do is add a little bit more of that pink under the eye here. And this is just so we have that little bit touch of that sparkly down below. I'm just bringing it right from that inner corner. Add a little bit of light to that smokiness under the eye. Okay, so now that the eye is feeling really good, I'm gonna do one more layer of the liner, like I said, just to sandwich it in there so it really lasts all day, right in from your morning party, evening party, maybe to the next day if you want it to. Okay, so I'm loving this eye. I think it's really fun, it's smoky, it's sexy, it's got a little bit of that pop of shimmer on the lid. You're definitely gonna be a standout with that. But an eye look for an event, I think it's the perfect time to introduce a little bit of false lashes. I absolutely love these. These are from House of Lashes and Sephora collection. This is the style Madison, which is, the lash itself is very realistic looking, but it gives an extra boost of volume right through the lash, which on this look, I think is just gonna be exceptional. So I'm gonna pop these on and we'll be right back. Okay, so we have our lashes on, which definitely complete this eye look. I think it's a perfect match. It's gonna be great for you at the wedding. Now, tell me, what's some of your favorite aspects of weddings, either that you've been to or...
So definitely I have to say the food. Indian
Right up my alley.
The food at the wedding, we have such a variety of cuisines. So, each day you have different types of foods. And something that I really love is the night before the wedding. That's when the bride gets all the henna on their arms and their legs and stuff. And whoever's there, all the females too, they can have that as well. So it's called mehendi.
I love that.
Yeah.
Have you had that done before?
I have for my sister's wedding, and I've had it for my niece's wedding as well.
Did you do like hands, legs, everything?
I did, like the palms, and then the other side of the hands, and then the feet. It was just
so pretty.
Yeah, and then after that, you have dancing and you have music, and so it's really a pleasant part of the wedding.
And flowers are really big too, right?
Flowers are big, definitely, especially on the day of the wedding.
Yeah.
And there's offerings made from the groom and to the bride and stuff like that. And definitely the sweets.
Like sugary sweets.
Yes, the Indian sweets. That's like one of the biggest treats.
I think you need a guest to come with you to help you eat all that food.
Sure, let's go.
I think it's time to actually move into our lip moment here. And that actually brings up a really good point, which is when it comes to events, even if you don't do this on your daily makeup routine, I highly recommend using a lip liner when it comes to creating any lip look for an event, especially if you're going to be eating a lot of food, a lot of delicious assortment of cuisines, because the lip liner is kind of like lip insurance. So when you apply that lip liner, you're creating a really intense sort of structure to your lip that even if you, while eating, get a little bit of your lipstick rubbed away, the lip liner will maintain the shape and the structure of the lip. So definitely use your lip liners. I'm gonna be using from Makeup Forever. This is the Artist Color Pencil. These are a multi-use pencil. You can use them as eyeliner, cream eyeshadows. You can use them as blush, contour, brows, literally anything. But they also work exceptionally well as a lip liner or a lipstick. This is the shade Universal Earth that I'm gonna be using. And it's a really nice, slightly warm brown tone. And I think it's the perfect shade. So I'm gonna line her lips right now. So once I have the shape in, I'll also just fill a little bit onto the lip itself. This again just adds a little bit more of that extra lip insurance. Okay, so now we're gonna add our lipstick. We're gonna be using the Pat McGrath Labs, and this is the Matte Trance Lipstick. This is in the shade Omi, and it's a bit of a warm mauve, so like a dusty mauve brown kind of shade. And I'm gonna apply this with a brush. This is a bit of a matte lipstick. Even though it's comfortable, it is matte, and that's a good choice for any event just because there's less chance of it wearing off really quickly. Absolutely gorgeous. I love how this lip looks.
I'm ready for all the yummy foods now.
I think you definitely are. And this lip is gonna last through, so you can feel secure eating all the sweets you want to.
Great, let's go.
So now, we're gonna finish off with a little added touch to the complexion, and we're gonna be dipping into the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Matte Bronzer. This is a really beautiful bronzing powder that's gonna be a great way to give a little sculpt, add that warmth, and also balance out the face so we don't need a lot of blush. Because of the fact that there's a lot of color in the eye, there's a color on the lip, I wanna minimize some of the blush. We'll add a touch, but I don't want it to be too overwhelming. This is gonna be our hero product for right now. So this is shade 4, Deep, and I'm gonna be using a fluffy Sephora brush. And the reason for this is I don't want this to be too heavy. I want it to be soft. So when you use a bigger brush like this, it allows you to create a softer moment where the powder will just dissipate on her natural bone structure. Sometimes bronzers make a nice alternative to blush. I love how this bronzer looks. I think this gives just enough sculpting, a little bit of warmth to the face. I will end though with a touch of blush. I'm going to be very, very careful when I add this. I'm going to be using the LYS. This is the Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush. This is a cream blush, but it turns into like a satin powder. So it is still wearable for a long-term event. I like to apply this with a bit of a dense brush because it'll give me a little more control rather than a big loose brush. I want this strategically placed. So when it comes to application of the blush, my normal rule of thumb, 2 fingers next to the nose, that's as close as your blush should be for the most part on most face shapes. Think about the end of the eye socket, go down right about here, and then I'll just do like a little tapping motion. And what I'm looking to do with this is allow some of this color to diffuse itself into the bronzer. And I specifically chose a shade that's really natural looking. So again, it doesn't compete. And as you can see, it's just a little bit of glow, little touch of color. Really, really nice. Now let's start on the other side again. Application real intensity is here, directly under that eye. Okay, so there you have it. The complete modernized beauty makeup look for a wedding guest to an Indian wedding. How does it feel?
It feels fantastic.
Okay, so now we got to see the real test. How do you think it looks?
Oh, wow.
Yes,
It looks absolutely
really good,
amazing.
right?
Yes.
Really gorgeous. Fun, definitely an eye-catching moment. Now, a makeup like this is definitely RSVPing glam ready to your weddings, but you want it to last for a long time. Like we were saying, some of these events can go from dates, morning to night, be multiple days. A setting spray is an essential part of this routine. I'm gonna give a quick setting with the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix Hydrating Setting Spray. I like to use this one because it sets it and adds just an added touch of hydration. So I'm gonna have you close your eyes for me. And I like to do a little X like that. That's about all you need. That's really gonna lock that makeup in place for like 16 hours or more, so you can feel confident to dance the night away. This looks absolutely stunning on you, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Incredible. I hope you all enjoyed this. Let us know in the comment section below if there's anything that really stood out to you, any of these products that you're just so excited to get your hands on and try, or if this is a style of makeup that you really feel like, oh my God, I gotta do this for the next wedding I go to. Let me know how it turns out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get new videos just like this from us every single week. And until next time, check out these products. Have a blast this entire wedding season, wedding year, and we'll see you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.